Being here today because I represent Navajo people, and when you talk about the Navajo word, I know the Navajo people and the other Indian people, they all go by one name. They don't go by two names. So when you say the word Diné, that's kind of confusing because the word Navajo is known to be used by every tribe that identifies that tribe as a Navajo. So that's kind of confusing. Like, and that's something like I'm hearing like since the 2000s, people sound like, oh, call the Navajos Diné. And at the same time, it's like it's a lot of the time I'm not saying that people are bad energy, but it could, like a lot of times it comes from people that's like using the word with bad energy. And like another thing too, like with Navajos, like I know they have presidents and all of that. Like I know too, just like people off the reservation, they might don't agree with people on the reservation. I just like people might don't agree. Navajos don't stand up for the people that's 1/8, or even the people that's 1/4, or the people that's half, or even full bloods that mix with other people. And I know that's not Indian ways because that happened a lot like throughout our like every tribe history, every Indian tribe. I'm not just talking about Navajos because I wouldn't want to just reach out to Navajos. I would want to reach out to all tribes from Greenland, Eskimo, Canada, Alaska, North America, Central America. And I'm making this video because I feel like my people are telling me, and just like that. Just like when I was talking about the Navajo stuff, the Navajo Nation isn't called the Diné Nation; it's called the Navajo Nation. So I know my people don't go by Diné; they go by the word Navajo. That's why it's called the Navajo Nation. Just like that, even with presidents, some Indians might not be educated. They might don't believe in God or in Jesus Christ. They might don't have the same beliefs I have as an Indian person. They might don't believe in a creator like me. Some Indians in the past might actually didn't. So what I'm saying is, and they could be going through things because Indians do go through a lot of things for them to get on the good road and the good road, just like this rack represent the medicine way. Uh, just like that, they might need to be tied back into their roots because they might be getting attacked by bad energy, just like God, Jesus Christ, any creator talks about and even went through when people put people on bad energy. And I just like even with stories, just like I'm saying, people got stories from the past when bad things happen. A lot of stories. I think the stories should be passed down because they can be used just like cartoons for kids in the tribe, but they're not real ways that they really didn't happen. That just like they say this and that, but a lot of those stories aren't isn't true. It don't make sense. It's just like the people that come and try to explain stuff and try to twist stuff around. It's not true, and you can see it in a lot of their ways. It's not true. It's not representing the Indian way. That just like people try to usually say Mexico is California land, but Mexico belongs to the Miwok, the Pomo, the Mono, the Tachi, the Yuki, the Mado, the Mono, the Pomo, all those tribes. And even with that, Mexicans, yeah, they're from Spain. They introduced the land to the horse and all that, and they went to war with people like Geronimo, even tribes in Alaska and even South Dakota, and even even all tribes. But even with that, when, I believe Mexican people are indigenous, but I think they're indigenous in Spain. I think that's my why the people might have left Spain and came to Mexico because they might was getting mistreated because they had color, or they might have been indigenous, and they might fit into the Catholic people way, or they might even believe in the Catholic way and their indigenous ways, but the Catholic people might want them to believe in that way, and they might have want to overpower them. And it is other races like I know like with Laos and Asian people, one of them is supposed to be smarter in the buildings, and one's supposed to be smarter in the jungle, and they said they mistreat each other because of that. But I don't think we should mistreat no people in the whole world. We should mistreat none of you. I mean nobody because we all stand together and we all been hurt by the same people. And I'm not saying even targeting people that hurt us, even though they're still doing it today. I think we should all work together using God and Jesus Christ to make the world a better place and a better place for all of us. Cause I don't hate nobody. I don't think nobody should hate nobody. And if they do hate them, I hope they can explain why they hate them and tell us why, or even be able to express themselves. But just like I was saying, the word Navajo is the Navajo Nation is called the Navajo Nation. They don't go by the Diné or the Dying Nation or none of that. And just like that, even when I learned about Diné or yeah, dying people, or yeah, when I learned about them, I remember I watched a video about them. This when they first were coming out, and they were talking about just like how they about the water and boats and about the rocks, and like how they came up from the water. But even with that, like I think that might be kind of just like I said, I think that might be a kind of desert person because the Navajos were called Navajos in our nation. Once again, our nation is called the Navajo Nation. And just like people say, oh, say things this way, but people have elders and the elders didn't teach them that way. Even with that, we did go through a long walk, and we did come from different places. They did make us live in certain. They did make my people, or some of my people, live in certain places on reservations. And even with that, so yeah, we all did come from different walks of life. And people, even when people were in tribes, they didn't have to live in a certain area, or even if they didn't want to identify themselves with their tribe, but they still wanted to say, "Oh, I'm still Navajo," or any other tribe. They still did it in any other land. Like, and a lot of people don't even know the definition of the word tribes mean. Like, in English are spiritually with us because, like, I noticed, like a lot of real full-blooded Native Americans, we all like the same things or even believe in the same things. That's the most beautiful thing about it that lets you know of God and Creator and Jesus Christ is real. But even with that, just like with the net stuff, just like I'm talking about, yeah, just like even when Navajo, I know real Navajos told me, and even I know they were full, but they told me to say y'all dead, not y'all dead. So I say y'all dead. So just like that, yeah, like I know my ways, and I know my people spoke their language, and I know a lot of information people put out there, and even other people put out there. It's not real, but that's just like even when I was saying about Mexican people, they're considered Indian, but when you look at Mexico and everywhere, and if you ask any other tribe, they'll tell you the same thing. You don't see our spirituality in their houses or their homes or the way they live or the way they got things laid out and they built all this stuff. And I thank Mexicans for building it because they built a lot of stuff around the world. And I just hope they start working with other nationalities more and letting them do the same work with them because some people do, just like I was saying, some people don't want everybody to work together or they stop it from happening or they're not, they don't stand for it. So I hope all people together can fix that. And yeah, remember I represent the Navajo Oasis, just like the Navajos is called the Navajo Nation, and it's always been called Navajos by every other tribe. The tribes here that were recognized as a Navajo. And the Diné words, just like I said, it's two names for two things. Like, and yeah, it's kind of confusing. And just like I said, I remember when I learned about the Diné people, they were talking about like they came up from somewhere else and were introduced to my people, and that was from Diné people, and I actually believed that because they was talking about relations, about brothers and sisters, and I believe everything they said was correct. And I was from the Diné people, the Dine people, or Dine whatever, however it is pronounced, or whatever names they go by. So just like that, that's what I believe in. Because just like I said, when you get paperwork from the Navajos or anything from them, it don't say they do not say Navajos. So just like that, even with the presidents, I support the president that was supporting the Redskins logo because the Indians that was dissing the Redskin word, that they wasn't even so educated to know that Sitting Bull went by Redskin. Every Indian went by Redskin by the name Redskin, even like Geronimo. And another thing too. I'll come back to it because I can't remember right now because it's a lot of things. Just like I was saying about the word Redskin, the Navajo president, he supported that him and his wife, and I don't respect when the Navajo people. They have the rights to dislike things about him, but they shouldn't. If you're Indian, you should know you're not supposed to disrespect the elder, a person that's an elder, but grandkids that's an elder. So I don't think they should be disrespecting him. And he was a president, and he is Navajo, and he is full blood Navajo. And just like I was saying, they shouldn't be. I don't think they should be disrespecting him because he is elder, and I heard about some of the things he do, and he's actually a strong Navajo, and I actually think the things he did and had people doing, making them stand up for themselves and not being on drugs and things like that. I think he actually made it stronger in a lot of better ways. And, even the new Navajo president, I hope they keep on better than us and our people and our world forever. In God in Jesus Christ's name, Amen.